Welcome back to Managing. Each week in this segment, we'll examine how one manager conducts business, his or her challenges, goals, and successes. This week, we meet Steve Bacque. He's the founder of A.S. Bacque Enterprises, a Linden, New Jersey-based toy company. Bacque is a young businessman growing his company by being resourceful and sticking to his principles. Bacque developed his good idea into a thriving business by employing a workforce of very special people.
Say, Daddy.
It's 7:30 a.m. and Steve Bacque is chomping at the bit.
Come on, we gotta eat, we gotta get going here.
From the moment he starts his day, he's a manager on the move. Steve Bacque makes toys, Western toys, good old-fashioned, low-tech cowboy toys, but no guns. He doesn't condone violence. His heroes carry ropes. In fact, that's how it all began, with a rope.
This is PJ's trick rope. This is made of 100% cotton rope. My wife and I, we lost our first child, Paul Joseph Bacque. That's why the toy line's the PJ line of toys. And I wanted to build something positive in the memory of my first child. I'm originally from Texas, growing up on a ranch involved in rodeos, so kind of came naturally to me, so all cowboy products. This is another item of ours called the PJ's Wraparound Pony. We started with 2 people in the basement of my home, my wife and myself. I put every penny that I had myself into the company. My wife and I, all of our own personal savings, and then from my wife's salary, we poured into the business. Around $45,000 of my own personal money initially, and since then I've probably put in another $95,000 to $100,000.
Steve doesn't own this building. His office is in his home. He does business from his briefcase, and his consultants work for free. His all-American workforce scores high marks for spirit, if not high-tech expertise.
About 3 years ago, working on a second degree at Rutgers University, they discovered I was dyslexic and told me it would greatly impede my educational progress. You're going to take the sticker, put it on there just like that, and smooth it out.
Okay.
Okay? I felt what it was like to be discriminated against, so I wanted to try to create as much meaningful employment for as many other physically and mentally challenged individuals as I could. I don't like to call it disabled because they're all quite able. They all just have different types of challenges that they're facing. The quality is excellent. They know exactly what's expected of them, and they do a wonderful job. They make very loyal employees.
I love this job. Be brave and work hard for money.
The West Essex Rehabilitation Center is only one of the work development centers for the disabled that manufactures Bacque products. Steve values his workforce. He pays them as well as workers without disability. Health care and other benefits are the responsibility of the center. Steve points out another advantage.
You don't have the money to go out and buy your own building, buy your equipment, but you need labor. This is a perfect source, contract manufacturing, the wave of the 90s.
Anyone who doesn't utilize work development centers like this to do some of their work is selling themselves short. They can get quality work, save on a lot of overhead, and give somebody the opportunity to show that they can be independent parts of our society.
Bacque has found non-traditional sources of counseling to help him build almost every area of his business, and the management consultants cost him absolutely nothing.
To be competitive, they're going to have to lower their prices.
His international business plan? Well, it's devised by students in this marketing class at Montclair State University. They use his products as an export case study.
It gives me a very inexpensive source of a lot of research and assistance for my business doing exporting, and it also gives the students a lot of first-hand knowledge instead of just reading a book on exporting.
Dr. Davis Cole, Commerce Department Trade Specialist, and Dr. C.J. Achandran, Director of Montclair's International Trade Counseling Center, supervise the class and offer their professional guidance. Bacque's creative approach to resources in developing his company is the key to his success. Inc. magazine named him 1993 Regional Entrepreneur of the Year.
I've worked for the SBA for about 13 years, and I don't think I've met or encountered anybody like Steve who's gone through the chain of services that we provide. He's utilized our Service Corps of Retired Executives, our Small Business Development Center.
That's called drop-off shipments.
Exactly.
Given sufficient help and training, he absorbs everything we tell him like a sponge. He will probably do very well. His weaknesses are very typical of born salesmen in that they are not detail-oriented when it comes to producing the products, shipping the products, and building an organization to do this.
He's a very people-oriented person. He's a wonderful communicator, and he communicates the enthusiasm that he has in his products so well.
We did close to $680,000 in sales the first quarter of '93. If you take care of your employees and you take care of your product and the end consumer, the profits will come all by themselves.
Welcome back to Managing. It's been a year since we profiled some of these entrepreneurs and their companies. Here's a quick status report on what they've been doing since then. Steve Bacque was the first entrepreneur profiled on Managing.
This is PJ's Trick Rope. Originally from Texas, growing up on a ranch involved in rodeo, so kind of came naturally to me, so all cowboy products.
Bacque took advantage of many free resources available to new businesses. Small business development centers, SCORE's retired executive counseling, international trade advisors, in order to build a toy company with a Western theme. Now he's located a venture capitalist who's helping him get his product into major retailers.
We do have a large order now with one of the mass merchandise retailers, and they're testing one of our products. And so it's, depending on how we do with this test market, will kind of determine where the company goes from here.